Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Monday the 15th of March 2021. Today there was a match played. It was an under 23 match. It was at home against Bristol City, and this is the squad that was played. This is from Millwall FC's Twitter account, and it was Sandford in goal, and Nixon, Moss, Muller, Alex Mitchell, Strachan, Leahy, Skeffington, Abdul Malik, Brian, Duncan. The subs of Gilmore, Penny, Bates, Allen, and Miller. And two of the names in that lineup I want to tell a bit more. I watched the Lions TV video, and apparently two of the lads are, I don't know if they're on trial or we're looking at them or what. Normally they would call them trialists, but they've actually named them, so I don't know if they've actually signed or what. But one of them is Tom Nixon, and he's from Stoke. Apparently he's 18 years old, so 18-year-old playing for the under 23s. So he would fit the bill for someone that the head of recruitment and Gary Rowe are looking at, which is East Midlands clubs and East Midland adjacent clubs. So we've already seen players signed from Derby and Birmingham. And the others would be Stoke and Burton and Walsall and, Leicester. Clubs around that way. So Tom Nixon from Stoke is played today for the under 23s, and the Leahy guy was I've forgotten his first name, but he's from Brighton. So he's apparently on the right wing, and he was at Brighton, and I guess they've let him go, and we're looking at players now. And this is the time of the year when there's musical chairs, players going out, players coming in, players told thanks and goodbye and good luck, because we're not going to give you a new contract and that's it for you. So we could be seeing a bit of that now. Musical chairs, players coming out and in. But there you go. That was a lineup. So how did they play? If you don't know, I'll tell you now. It was a 3-3 draw. This is from Bristol City, because Millwall haven't got their report up yet. But this is bcfc.co.uk. And the score was 3-3. And it says City were held to a point in a 6-goal thriller with Millwall at Calmont Road, where Britain bagged a brace. Conway gave City an early advantage. However, Millwall had battled back and looked to take a half-time lead, but for Britain's equaliser just before the interval. So this is written from the Bristol City point of view, but we'll read it and see what we can get from the Millwall perspective. Britain soon had the young rubbers in front in the second half, but Millwall levelled the game before a goal line clearance at the end by Harvey Wiles Richards denied them the latest of winners. James Morton returned to feature in an under-23s action after permission was granted by Gillingham, where the midfielder is on loan for the season. Uru Edwards, who last featured for the first team against Brentford in February, started as did George Nurse, having recovered from injury. So that sounds like they've got 2 first-team players coming back from injury in their team. So that sounds like a decent result for Millwall. With 2 new players who've just come into the side. Most of the regulars not playing, and quite a young team as well. And they're playing against 2 first-team squad players for Bristol City and managed to get a 3-3 draw. It says it was a fast start from City as they had Millwall on the back foot inside the opening 5 minutes. Edwards looked bright and beat 3 players before crossing for Britain, who headed wide, but moments later Conway grabbed the opener, scoring with a left-footed finish with his first shot of the game. The Robins twice went close to extending their lead when Captain Zach Smith fired just wide and Britain struck over the crossbar, but Millwall battled back and were level when Abdul Malik found the bottom corner with a shot from the edge of the area. The hosts then took the lead after missing a couple of glorious opportunities, but it was Sean O'Brien who made no mistake. Jack Leahy, that was his name. Jack Lee. Jack Lee's cross was initially blocked, but O'Brien was on hand to convert the rebound. There was still time in his first half for another goal, and thankfully it came for the young Robins, who struck 4 minutes before the break. Britain was the man to equalise as he capitalised on Edwards' safe shot, which was parried by the Lions keeper Ryan Sandford. Britain then had his brace in the bag just 8 minutes later after the restart. Nurse's delivery was perfect for the striker, whose initial effort was well saved, but his rebound saw the ball creep over the line despite the acrobatic efforts of Dan Moss. Nurse went close to giving the young Robins a 2-goal cushion with his trusted left foot, but he just missed the target before the home side equalised for the second time. City keeper could do little about this one as the ball broke to Leahy on the edge of the box and the winger unleashed an unstoppable volley into the top corner. The Lions pushed for a late winner, but half a penny saw a header blocked as City held on to share the points. So there you go. So the new lad, Jack Leahy, hit a screamer into the top corner on his first game for the under-23s. Can't get better than that, can it? So there you go. That was that result. Also, moving on, I told you a couple of videos ago about Matt Smith breaking his foot. That's why he wasn't in the squad on Saturday. Well, turns out he broke his foot 5 matches ago, and only just figured it out. It was one of those hairline fractures. Don't know where, maybe a metatarsal kind of thing. You don't know, but he was just in mild discomfort and didn't really know. It wasn't getting better, and he said, "I've something wrong with my foot. Let's have a look." And they did the X-ray, and he broke his foot, but he was playing with a broken foot. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, South London Press's online website, and they say Millwall striker Matt Smith played 5 matches with a broken foot. Millwall striker Matt Smith broke his foot in a 2-0 win over Birmingham City in the middle of February, but managed to carry on playing for another 5 matches. That's probably because he doesn't start and only has about 20 minutes a game. But the Lions target man missed Saturday's match at Derby County, and his injured foot will be in a protective boot for the next month. If the bone heals in those 4 weeks, then I suppose it could be a couple of weeks after that he will be back. A bit like Murray Wallace, said Millwall manager Gary Rowett. But that's on the best scenario. Who knows if it will, as that's only an early prognosis. It is a real blow for Matt and us because he is such a great option to have at different points in the game. It just limits what we can do from the start and off the bench, but we have to suck it up. Hopefully Matt will be back before the end of the season. He did it against Birmingham. I think it was a penalty appeal when Harley Dean handballed it. He just felt it on a follow-through when he connected with the other lad's foot. He looked a bit uncomfortable in recent weeks, but nothing massively noticeable. He hadn't said anything, he kept it to himself and tried to get through it. But then he told us he had something wrong with his foot and it was just getting worse and worse. We sent him for a scan and it showed he had been playing with a broken foot for about 3 weeks. That's testament to his toughness because Murray tried to do the same. We've got some tough players here, just want to be out there. Wallace returned to the starting lineup in a 1-0 victory at Derby, but Millwall have had a heavy injury list this season. Billy Mitchell missed most of the campaign with 2 hamstring problems, while Conor Mahoney has been out for months with a quad issue. Kenneth Sahor is also sidelined along with midfielders Mako Keftenbeld and Ryan Leonard unavailable as well. When asked if he kept a total of Millwall injuries this season, Rowett replied, "I'd rather not think about it. I've got a calendar on my wall and I've got projected return date for players. It just feels like a different name every week of the season. The amount of games and proximity of games is a huge risk factor to ask players to go every 3 days. There is often a knock-on effect, and also the pitches are a factor too. I said before the season started it was going to be the sides who keep their players fit and healthy who would have a really good opportunity. If you look at some of the top teams in the division, if they lost their main goal scorer, they would have a huge problem, but they've managed to keep them fit." So that's the situation there with Matt Smith. Genuinely broken his foot. I suggested yesterday that it might be a contract thing. It's clearly not that. In fact, he might have Might have covered it up just to keep playing to try and get himself another contract or get himself another deal somewhere else. But now he's most likely going to be out for the rest of the season while his foot heals up, and he can't play football, and he won't be playing football for us. And the manager doesn't rate him. He's not in his style. He was signed by Harris. Harris was trying to sign him for ages. Finally got him, and then ended up getting a sack. So he's not in Gary Rowett plan. So we may have seen the last game Matt Smith played for us. That could be it for him. And there you go. That's it for the Millwall news today. Thanks for watching. Bye.